Hi everyone, welcome to podcast with Alexei Natenkov. Today in podcast we have guest from the company Performance Properties. This investment multifamily firm dedicated to delivered amazing result for investors. Performance Properties was founded in 1973. With high net worth investors to acquire value add in multifamily apartments buildings. Performance Property LLC own in Dallas, in Houston, Texas, and in San Antonio multifamily projects. Performance Properties have two partners, Tom White and David McQuaid. And today it's pleasure I present you in this podcast and meet in this call Zoom with David McQuaid. Welcome. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Alexei. How are you?
Thank you. Here we have in Sweden, we have 4 o'clock p.m.
4 p.m. And where are you? Are you in Sweden?
Yes, I'm in Sweden.
Okay, great. What city?
It's in Västervik. Västervik Kommune. It's like a little city. Not in the Stockholm, but it's like 3 hours from Stockholm. It's in the middle. In the middle of the Sweden.
Gotcha. Well, great. Well, again, thank you for your time. I noticed that you have done some work with Lone Star Capital.
Yes. So I make it podcast with them.
For them. Have you raised money for Lone Star?
I offered to them meet with me in the Tuesday. What I have opened the doors for bring partners in this group of the investors when I'm insider now. And I was actually impressed what he built, in this 20 years, how he created business and how he created this group investors, and how he helped to little entrepreneurs and the big businesses also, and make it business together. And that's what I was in November. I'm like 6 months ago. I'm applied for be partner insider in investing group with JT Fox and Titans Group, and that's and I have opportunity from my business here in Sweden. So. Building something, and I have deals, then I can pitch in my deals in this group. They have almost more than 800 investors.
Oh wow!
With 6, 8, 9, 10 figure people who is successful. They have amount of the businesses together. I know personally JT Fox I meet in New York, and the net worth conference it was November. So that's what reason maybe if you see a little bit my social media. So this is I created now my brand, my name. So I promote for here, so I can purchase for big purchases here in Sweden also in multifamily apartments businesses. I'm own some couple single houses now. I'm start to invest in the properties like 3 years ago. And from but I don't know about this. Information, I don't have it mentors before. Then I start with Grant Cardone. When I pass to JT Fox, he is also my coach, so also Grant Cardone. And in the JT Fox, it was opportunity for be inside the group and pitch deals, and he have more access for. So JT Fox have opportunity for all people around the world in 52 countries. He make it businesses. And that's
that's great.
Yeah, step by step and build his empire.
Yeah, well, that's how it starts.
Exactly.
You can't go right into the $50 million deals,
Exactly. So. And here of almost 20 years, I was in the all properties, fixed problems for the properties. I'm professional plumber, also gas installer from Spain. I'm born in Ukraine. I moved to Spain, 1999. And from there, I start to invest in myself. So I become a plumber, professional plumber. I start to make it my own company in Spain. But there it was like 2008 start big problem, economic problem in Spain. And I don't was prepared.
Oh yeah, and here.
And then as I found.
Yeah.
And this is what my first depression, and I have my worst experience, what I have in my business. You know, I must to start from zero and move to Norway. And I was 5 years in Norway, and now this last 6 years here in Sweden. And
good for you.
And I actually, in all these 20 years, I was in multifamily apartments buildings, I was in the houses, and I never invest, you know what I mean? So I was there, but I don't have knowledge. And I don't know what kind of goal I have it before, you know, so I don't have this information. And now, like 5 years ago, I'm start to invest in myself and my knowledge, get my mentors, like first it was Grant Cardone, now also my coach, it's JT Fox, and I start to also Adam Coffey, so I start to every week I'm like, I'm read a lot of ebooks, a lot of information from the successful people who will not make it this businesses in 10, 15 years and put in one book. And this one book I'm reading, so I'm learning from them, and also I'm get information how I can make it $1 million next year. And now I have this formula almost last 3 years. So I start to invest in single family houses, I buy it, how I'm plumber, so I get knowledge on the construction, what it must to cost, how much is time takes, so and I rebuild the house and I rent some, and I start to keep it, the houses. And now this, the last one I sell it, and now I'm invest and I'm starting my holding LLC here in Sweden. And now I'm waiting, so it's gonna be structured my holding LLC. Then I can create it my own fund and kind of pitch deals in the group with who I can build fund, how I can promote my name. This is what I'm structure my brand. And if first I can help someone like you company, like Lone Star Capital, any people who know my name, what I'm do. Provide you value for you first. You know what I mean? Who knows? In the future, maybe we're gonna do business together, you and me. But first, it's about you. You know
exactly.
What I mean? It's about you first, sure. Because if I get this opportunity, because the people know me, because I work there, and I know how the group is work. You can pitch your deal and increase your fund and your acquisition in your company for 2 times or 5 times, or you have the success there. You have 800 entrepreneurs there, successful business owners, and you have multi-billionaires, Hugh Hilton there, you have all celebrities, Sylvester Stallone, Al Pacino, all this, we meet also many celebrities in New York, and these 3 days what we have network conference. Here also we have in March 1st, 2nd and 3rd, 3 days in Texas. JT Fox have conference for real estate masters. So all these successful entrepreneurs is gonna be there, who do deals, who make it companies, and the Texas is gonna be 3 days conference there. So maybe you...
Are you gonna be here?
Not this March, but I'm gonna be in November. That's for sure.
Okay.
Because I must to fix it my problems here now what I have in Sweden.
Sure. I think your plumbing experience is great. All of your experience all folds in to make a great package. So because of your plumbing experience, you can look at the operations and what it costs to do that stuff.
Exactly.
That's important. A lot of investors don't have that experience. So it's good that you've got that.
Because look, I see one multifamily apartment buildings. Here in Sweden, you don't have a lot of like in US. In US, you have 100 units, you have 200 units, 300, 500 units. It's unbelievable because you have a lot of people there. Here in Sweden, we are like 10 million people. So, and you have a lot of, it's like culture from US also. So you have a lot of buildings, but they built like 12, 24, 32, maximum 50. Sometimes if you have like 9 etage or 10, 12 etage the building, they maybe can be like 180 units, 100 units, but it's like difficult to find, It's like one time shot in 10 years.
Here they're everywhere.
Because someone get jump in the real estate multifamily, they buy this and they hold 5-10 years. You forget, you lose, So it's difficult to find some good in good location, also with communication, with hospital in the same city, And I find it here in Westerwijk Central. I find it one building for 27 units, 27 units with new roof, solar cell, geothermic system. So take it heating system from the floor, 100 meters, 200 meters. Whereas here in Sweden, it's very popular geothermic system.
That's good.
Aerothermia also new system, and they cut with commune, with central, the heating central from the city.
The utility company.
They cutting and they produce his own, this heating system.
His own power.
And they produce electric power. They like 25%, 30% in the end of the year, the low price of the electric bills, So
that's great.
Yeah, and renew it outside, renew it new roofs, new outside, the painting everything, new window, new doors, and from 27, 25 units, it's new. You know what I mean? So it's just reinvest money in the project, and this is off market. This project, and was like pop up in my table. I sell it one single house with this with another broker, and I ask about my goal. It's like now open holding company, move to multifamily. If they have some contact with some broker with multifamily, and they said, yeah, of course, I have this guy, and we talk about, and he off market this project, and they have there, and I make it sense of the deal. But the performa is performa, never is gonna write. Performa it's like hype, it's like what they see, how they see in 10 years. And this is prices for 10 years. And when you have gross incomes, you take off 50% expenses, not 35 or 25, it can be 25 or 15, what they say there. But you're an investor, it can be 100%, 100% occupied. I know because of this market here, it's it's very hard to find apartments in Westerwijk Central. Everybody wanted to live in Westerwijk, but they move outside because of it's more cheaper, and they very difficult to find there because you don't have buildings, you don't have nobody build there. If they build like single houses, but not the building because the cost of the prices of the build it's very high. With what is happening today, with the market. And then when you have this opportunity there, and it's like 200 meters from hospital, 200 meters from the old center shop, everything, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And
that's great.
And I know this is what I'm focused now in this building. I wanted. In the same moment I see it on other ones. I'm looking. I spoke with brokers, open to make a business in the future. Like any entrepreneurs, when you do it, the businesses, so you must to get it's people game. So you must to people know you, because of it's like if you have your goal and you have your dream you wanted to come true, so you just focus on this and dedicated your time for doing this. And my goal here in the end of the year, or maybe in 2 years, 2025, get my 100 units, and in 2030 get my 1,000 units. So this is because of if you're doing yourself, you're gonna take it like long term, long way to
small little bite.
Exactly, it's maybe in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, you start to maybe invest in and start to make it you big purchase for big multifamily apartment. But if you wanted to do in 1 year, you get you 100 units, you need people. And this is what I'm thinking. I'm not egoist. I don't think about myself because I don't care. I wanted to be in this game. I wanted to give. If I find it some deal, and I structure and I get my loan from bank like 60%, I need 40% from the investors. I give this 40% from the investor for 10 years. You know, and I don't care. Maybe I don't get money from there, but I wanted to be in the game. And maybe first 2 deals, I don't make it money, but I give to the opportunity for the investors become multiply their money. And this is what I'm structured this company. So if you invest with me, be passive partner for long term for 10 years, and if it's cash flow in the end the year, for example, 5 or 6% or 7%, so 7% is going to be preferred cap rate, and later what it's about. If we next year we improve the properties, when we do it, increase rents or something, so that is going to be split 75 to 35, 75 for investors, 65 for investors, and 35 for the company. If I sell it or refinance, so it's 65 for the investors and 35 for the company. And this is how I'm structured, this business. And also, that's what reason I do podcast. I'm learn from the best who is now in the you business. You are in the market almost 50 years or something like this. I'm read 1973. So this is what I'm curious. I'm starting my little things, but I'm also open it for learn from other people. And if I have opportunity for move you goal, what you wanted to do, and increase your value for you, and present to JT folks, so you can be pitch you deal there, you can fund it you deals there. Why not? You know what I mean?
Well, let me give you a little background on my company and what we do. My father started the company in 1973, and we've always been a value-add multifamily company in Texas. We've done it in other states. Right now, we currently focus on the 4 major markets of Texas: San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, and Austin. We work with ultra-high net worth individuals and family offices as our limited partners. So a typical deal would be 200 to 300 units. We're moving it up in terms of age. We used to focus on mid-'80s vintage. We're now focusing more heavily on 1995 to 2008 vintage. There's a number of reasons for that. We can talk about it later if you're interested. But and then we bring in, typically 2 to 7 partners per deal. So unlike Lone Star, and I don't know exactly how Lone Star does it, but I think they bring in a bunch of partners, like many partners. So we're really looking for a small handful of ultra high net worth people. Big picture, and if you read what I sent you, really what we're looking to do is aggregate $200 million of commitments. And we started out talking to people about forming a fund. And a fund isn't necessarily what we want to do, but what we're trying to do is line up ready capital that's sitting on the sidelines, ready to go, that is agreed that we're looking for 1995 to 2008 vintage, 200 plus units in the 4 major markets. And then within those markets, only certain submarkets that are performing or have a reason for us to buy in that submarket. And when you net all that out, of all the calamity that's coming through the loans, in the fixed rate side of the business, if you net all that out, there's really not that much product in each submarket that fits our criteria. But those that are there's going to be some distress. And our strategy and our thesis is that if we can take them down all cash relatively quickly, come in and let's say there's 20 people bidding on a deal, and we can come in and say it's a $50 million deal. The bids are $48 to $50 million. If we can come in at 47, 45, all cash, close in a month, something like that, that sometimes is enough to break that logjam loose and then take advantage of the discount because of the capital disconnect in the market. And as you probably know, the capital disconnect in the market is only temporary. That's not going to be around forever. Probably later this year, we'll start seeing interest rates dropping again. And once that happens, cap rates are going to start dropping and values are going to go back up. But we see this period of time, which is probably from now to maybe 24 months from now, where there are billions of dollars of multifamily loans maturing and nowhere to refinance it. So
can you make it maybe find some maybe interest only, working with some kind of insurance or maybe pension funds, then you can get like interest only for 2 or 3% for 10 years or 5 years?
Well, you can't get it for that low. Maybe in Europe you can, but here, if you were to go to a life company, they're going to give you 50 to 60% debt, and it's probably going to be 6 to 7%. There are lenders in the market like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, but still the leverage with them is 55 to 65%, and the rate's going to be about 5.75.
But you maybe because I know people who did interest only for 5 years with penalization. If they refinance before, they must to pay like some kind of 1 million or 2 million before, something like penalization. If they wanted to sell before or refinance, So you have this kind of different, but they good position like 4%, 3% for 5 years, 8 years, and the interest only. This is very interesting. Maybe it's gonna help you. You just ask.
A lot of what's out there is interest only currently. I think that's achievable for the first number of years. We just looked at a deal. We offered on it and came in second place out of a group of offers. But that was one where we were assuming debt of about 50%, and the rate was 4.44 interest only for the next 4 more years. So that was a pretty attractive deal, but it was really priced higher than it should have been because of the financial engineering of that low interest rate. So people were paying up to get the financial benefit of that, which ultimately probably wasn't the right way to execute that deal. That one was at about $135,000 a unit for 80s product, but it was a great location, in Dallas.
How many units?
That was 240 units.
It's very.
We got an offer on a 208 unit one in San Antonio that was built in year 2000, so it's a lot newer for about the same price per unit, which that kind of represents the discount I was just telling you about. And that's in a market.
It's 1% rule.
1% growth?
1% rule. So if it's like,
what's the rule?
It's 100 for door, in 1,000 for units rent. So it's 1% rule. Buy it everything what you have around. So you're gonna get money if you have time. If you have cash flow.
Yeah.
If you have cash flow. And vacancy is like 95, 98%, and it's 1% rule. Buy it everything what you have there for this 1% rule, because you're gonna get money. You have cash flow, so handle the time and the problems with tenants, with everything, and pass the time. And in the 5-6 years, it's gonna pop up later rent. You just need to wait.
Not even that long. Not even that long, because there's so much in-migration into the 4 major Texas markets.
This is good, because this market, Texas, Houston, Miami, all this in the sur, when it's hot, when this sunshine, everybody move. Baby boomers move from when they retire, they move to dumpster when they don't want to in the snow in looking on the, like in New York, in the front of your window it's another building. So they move to Houston, they move to also. When you have problems with heart, when you need to get operation, when you go? Houston.
Yeah, hospital. Yeah,
hospital.
Houston's got a great medical district, as does San Antonio. So this property that we offered on in San Antonio is up near University of Texas at San Antonio. Lots of new product. Every new retail store that you'd want is up in that area. And there's a lot of apartments, and there's more coming. So there's going to be some softness in the market for the next 18 months probably. But getting back to what you were saying, if you can underwrite it to get through that period of time, you're going to be golden because you're in at a much lower basis.
Because when you buy it,
I told you how.
Because when you buy it, it's cash flow. It's this 250.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They have cash flow. So this is very important. Because some people don't understand. Some people contact with me and say, why buy it old if I can build? Yeah, but this is not same. When you build, you don't know if it's somebody give you loan, and you don't know if you find some people later live there. So it's gonna take between 3-5 years for finish it. When you finish it,
you've got lease risk.
And when you after when you finish it, okay, you have product, but how much is gonna be cost rent? 2,500, 3,500. When you have like for $200 you have this for $2,000 you have you can rent, or $1,500 you can rent the old one. But if someone buy this old one because it's almost built, invest a little bit money for rehab it, and invest so big cabinets, big toilets, all this, build something new when you calculate it. But you don't need to rehab it all 100%. You left for next guy, so you can maybe
right 25. Exactly. You're exactly right.
And then you increase your rent later, and you can hold this because of it's in good area. Nobody gonna build in same area, same product. It's impossible for this money. What is the cost of this building today? Because new building is gonna be a little bit far away, and it's gonna be more rent is gonna be more expensive. But what you invest there, you never. All who builders they build, they go broke. And from my experience of many of the
a lot of them.
Because they broke, and then all money they put in this building, and they cannot exit. What is exit? Because when you buy something, what kind of strategy you have for your exit? If you don't have if you buy something, if it's not good location, and you don't know how you exit, maybe you're gonna lose deal. Maybe you're gonna lose everything. So you must calculate it, and sometimes like I told you before, and also my mentor they tell me about this you must calculate it and make it like couple offers in same buyer and same seller, because of if you just give him one one offer, you do the same like others. You know what I mean? So maybe sometimes you offer them 3 strategies. In letter of intent, you put 3. Yeah. If I give you like, I don't know if it can maybe help you, maybe you know about this, but this is how I'm do offers. So if I send letter of intent, so I put him 3 offers. Lower price and 100% money from the bank, from investors. You accept it? 30 days for due diligence, 30 days for closing, forever, or 45. But later, number 2 offered, maybe little bit higher price, but maybe 30 or 25% money now, and rest of in 2-3 years. It's like be creative. And number 3, if you wanted you price, so then I make it sense of this deal, but not now. So I give you like 10% now, in 5-6 years, it's gonna be paid rest. In the beginning, maybe for a year, you're gonna get like cash flow. From cash flow, you have some kind of percent also for you. But we need to wait, we need to appreciate it, and we need to prove this property. So really it's become in this kind of numbers what you're talking about, and maybe in 5-10 years, we're gonna come to these numbers, and then I can refinance, or and maybe I can buy it you out.
Yeah.
And this is like another strategy. Maybe because of you like do it like letter of intent is different from another. And you have three options. And sometimes maybe you must to ask hard questions of the buyer. If except if it's not maybe not money problems, maybe it's different problems. So you must to ask the owner of the buildings why they really wanted to sell. Others the money. Sure. What is important more for the seller?
Right. Sometimes they don't want all the cash at once. It causes a tax problem or whatever. So, given that we typically work with just a small handful of investors, is there any way you see us having the potential to work together? I mean, one way that kind of comes to my mind would be if you are the investor. So, Alexi Investment Group brings $10 million to the deal, and then you form a limited partnership that is that 10 million. And that could be, a number of partners, that could be one guy, but
yeah, and this is what I'm do podcast this, because you have opportunity if you want it, Tuesday, 20 February, so meet, it's next week, Tuesday. We're gonna have open doors for the us group on the Titans when the people pitch the deals. Tell about what you do, what is your business, and if you're interested in be part of the group, so you get access for all multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires there. If you pitch your deals,
yeah.
So you just say it. We have this property, we control this property, but I need the fund for 100 or million or 10 million or 1 million. And what you get, this, and we have this. Are you interested or not? You have this opportunity because sometimes you need to be with one person face to face and pitch, and maybe not, but you have in one room all 500 or 300 or 200 person in this situation and this opportunity, and maybe one person can change your life, because you can find it in.
I agree, and I hear what you're saying. I think there's a way we can work together. I just don't know that we're going to be the ones at a conference like that. I see it more if you see this potential where I could show you a deal and you say, hey, that's an interesting deal. You're looking for $20 million. I could bring 5 million, or I could bring 10, or whatever that number is. And then you would be one of the limited partners in the deal. So you might have 10 guys making up your 10 million, but I'm only dealing with you.
Okay.
As opposed to dealing with 10 different investors. We're not really, that's not the, but what I do want to do is cultivate our relationship between my company and you. And in a year or two, when you've made $5 million, you come back and say, hey, I'd like to invest a couple million with you on one of your deals.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what this is about. They make it relationships and somebody know your name.
Right.
So.
Right, and then when you come back to town, when you come back to Dallas, I'd like you to meet my partner, and I'd like to meet you as well face to face. So we should keep the line of communication open. And if you have questions or want to bounce an idea off me, I'm available for that. So
absolutely, for you. So I make podcast with you, so the people know a little bit about your company, about your name and what you do, and maybe who knows, who listen now this podcast, like you see my podcast before with Lone Star Capital, with JT Fox, with Joe Foster from Reebok. Then I interview in my podcast also founder of the Reebok. So this kind of information for new customers, for new people who are interested in do business, that's like for you, like for me, for everybody, it's win-win. And this is for free podcast.
Yeah. We've sold a couple deals to Lone Star. So we sold them a couple projects. So they're good people.
Yeah, I know. I meet them also. So it's impressive what they built in this 5 years from 2018 to now.
It sure is.
It's unbelievable.
No
3,000 units.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And who don't know who is it? So you have in the podcast in my social media. So this video about interview Lone Star Capital. So you can check. So David, absolutely. But if you wanted to show up in the Tuesday, you're welcome. You just tell me in the mail. It's you can nothing. You don't have any obligations. But if you wanted to be there, you know what I mean, and see how it's work, how everything about this, maybe, don't say no.
Yeah.
Say maybe.
I'll say maybe. Maybe if I change my mind, I'll call you back and let you know. But in any event, we should stay in touch.
But absolutely.
bounce ideas off of me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay?
Thank you for,
Okay, Alexa.
for your time, David, and see you the next time. We make an appointment, and
Thank you
if
for
you
your
have
time
time.
as well, and your story is inspiring, and I'm excited to watch you succeed. So keep
Yeah,
up the good
absolutely.
work.
I'm commitment. I commit.
Yeah, I can tell you're going to do it great.
Thank you very much for your time,
Okay,
David.
Alexi.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.